Welcome to episode 208 of the Prosperity Practice, the podcast that has you living your most abundant life. My name is Danielle Amos, and I'm proud to be your host. Thank you for being here. Today, I want to talk to you about a powerful analogy and how people can be compared to ships. I know it sounds funny. And what if Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor are all correct when they say the great secret of success is to know where it is you want to go, to have a defined, very clear destination. So this could be a goal, sure. It could be your vision, which is a longer term vision for your life. Could be your purpose, why you're here, or perhaps it's a goal which is a bite out of your vision. And it's important to know where you are going in life, why you're here, what are you doing? Why are you getting up and out of bed in the morning? Earl Nightingale was Bob Proctor's mentor, and I've studied a lot of his material, and as well as Napoleon Hill, and as you know, Bob Proctor. And I love going back to the source. At the moment, I'm obsessed with David Hawkins' work. And I love being really deep in this information and understanding the secrets of success. And they're not so much secrets. It's just that the laws don't change. You know, there have been many great writers, people who have made impact in the world for centuries, and they all say the same thing. Robert Collier calls it the secret of the ages. It's just like the laws can't change. It's like the law of gravity has been the law of gravity for millennia. There is a certain way to do things, to be, to understand in order to get success in your life. And so Earl Nightingale, he said that people are often like ships without rudders. And who he's talking about are the masses. So if you go out onto the street and you ask 100 people, what is your goal? What are you going after? What are you up to? 97 out of 100 people will give you, might not even have a goal. So maybe half of them wouldn't have a goal, but if they do say something, they'll say something that's vague. They'll say, freedom, or my goal is more money, or my goal is happiness. And it will be something that's vague, that is, everyone wants that. So it's not specific to the person. It must be specific to you. And because they're vague and where they're going, they're like a ship without a rudder. Now think about a ship without a rudder. A ship that's just a ship without a rudder, without a captain, without a crew is just a plaything for the sea. It goes this way and that way, and it depends on the wind and the waves, and it's just going all over. This is how most people operate. They manifest and attract situations and circumstances into their life, and it has no rhyme or reason. Well, it's because they're wishy-washy in their destination and where they're going. So they're wishy-washy, literally, in the results that they're attracting. And they just, get what they get. And they are constantly reacting to what they get. And that is no fun. Let's be honest. It's not a fun way to live. And I know that this was certainly me before I got into this work. I thought I was creating goals, but I didn't understand how to create a worthy goal, one that had me lit up, one that was backed by desire, one that had me hopping out of bed in the morning. And if you're not jumping out of the bed in the morning, it's because your desire isn't strong enough. Your goal isn't big enough to really have you lit up. Have you ever noticed someone that has a goal and a defined purpose? They are like on fire. it's like they magnetize opportunities to them. They're excited. Sometimes their energy is very high. I know for me, I can speak really fast. It's because I'm lit up by what I'm doing, who I'm being, the impact that I'm making. And what I have for me, I want for you. So let's go back to Earl Nightingale when he says that people who are without a dream, without a goal, they're like this ship without a rudder. And when you think about how easy it is to create a goal, you think that most people would just do that. Like, think about it, take the time to think. But I have this theory that it's a way that human beings keep themselves safe. They don't admit what they actually want or spend the time to become detailed about it, because then they don't have to deal with the disappointment when they don't get it. And this is a mistake, but I after speaking to hundreds of people about this, it's like there's fear in admitting what it is that they truly desire. Only about 3% of people in the world are considered to be successful. Now, I want to just come back here, because the definition of success that I've adopted is Earl Nightingale's. It's success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, meaning you are successful as long as you're progressing or moving towards what it is you want. So it's not when you reach the goal, it's not when you are a millionaire. Success actually has nothing to do with money, although a lot of people do. And usually success, like money, follows people who are successful, but it doesn't define success. So if we take this definition that success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal, it's like anyone can be successful if you're moving towards something. Now, you've got to know what you're moving towards. So this is why most people aren't successful, because they don't have that end point. And this is where Earl Nightingale says, he says, test it, because of all the people you pass on the street, only about 3 out of 100 can tell you what they're working towards. The rest are just drifting along, hoping that something good will happen to them, or at least nothing too bad will, letting circumstances and economic winds blow them this way and that. That's the average person. And if that's you listening, decide today to no longer be average, no longer be ordinary, and come join us, the extraordinary, the 3 to 5% of people that are actually going after something. Now, it's not what you do that matters most. It's who you are being, and then the action that you're taking that actually makes an impact in the world. So I want to read something. This is Earl Nightingale. He says, I like to compare human beings with ships, as Carlyle used to do. It is estimated that about 95% can be compared to ships without rudders. Subject to every shift of wind and tide, they're helplessly adrift. And while they fondly hope that they'll one day drift into a rich and successful port, you and I know that for every narrow harbor entrance, there are 1,000 miles of rocky coastline. The chances against drifting into port are 1,000 to 1. But the 3 to 5% who have taken the time to exercise the discipline to decide on a destination and to chart a course, sail straight and far across the deep oceans of life, reaching one port after another and accomplishing more in just a few years than the rest accomplish in a lifetime. He continues to say, if you should visit a ship and ask the captain his next port of call, he or she will answer you in one sentence. Even though the captain of the ship cannot see his destination for a full 99% of his journey, he knows what it is and where it is, and that barring any unforeseen and highly unlikely catastrophes, he'll reach it if he keeps doing things in a certain way every day. So isn't this interesting? The 3 to 5% of the population, They know where they're going. They set a goal and they just keep going and moving and achieving goal after goal after goal. This is the point, like reaching one port after another. This is what it is like to be in our programs. We accomplish, it's like we check off goals. It's like pop, 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 popcorn. And my response is, of course, because we're doing things a certain way, like Earl Nightingale says. This is available to you too. And it starts with you deciding what it is exactly you want, making a decision and having the discipline to decide and then do this work. So then the next step is you becoming a vibrational match for it. That means aligning your self-image, who you know yourself, who you believe yourself to be, with the person who's achieving that goal, and then literally writing that and then becoming her. As I say, this is exactly what the self-image boot camp is all about. Next week, we kick off on February 14th. If you haven't joined us, the link is in the show notes. $1 a day. Are you kidding? And there's a million, like so many incredible prizes worth thousands of dollars that we're giving away. And it's like every person that hits the milestones gets the prize. Free programs, coaching, like it's such great prizes. 33 days to fall head over heels in love with yourself and your bank account. So my point is you got to become a ship with a captain. And think about this. The captain doesn't know where, isn't able to see the destination 99% of the trip. But he or she has faith and knows that the ship's been programmed. The mechanism's been on the ship to get it there has been programmed, and the ship literally course corrects itself to the destination. So anytime it comes off course, it goes back on course. Like the captain's got to move, and here's the thing, the crew for the ship's down below, and it's taking orders from the captain, just like your conscious mind must give orders to the subconscious mind that are in line with the goal. And then your subconscious mind needs to be connected to your higher self or source to ultimately get its directions from truth, meaning creating a vision, the picture of what you desire in the spiritual realm, the 5D realm. And you have a knowing that that's where you're going. And that's your way of really living in harmony with the laws, which is doing things in a certain way. So become like the 3 to 5%. Like, here's the thing. You listening to this podcast, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast if it wasn't possible for you to live this life that you're dreaming of. I promise you, that's the way it works. You attracted this to you. So can you say what it is that you're up to in one concise sentence? Are you right now able to tell me what your goal is, what you're going after in one concise, specific sentence that I know when you've got there. Like it's not like, ooh, is this happiness? Is this financial freedom? No, I want to know exactly what it looks like when you achieve the goal. Are you able to tell me that in one concise sentence? And if not, that's your first step. No more vague, general, non-specific terms like I want more money, better health, more happiness. No, a clearly defined goal with clarity, description, feeling. Be specific. What is it that you want more than anything to be, do, and have? And you can have anything. May not be everything, and anything is possible for you. So step into that imagination, activate your imagination muscle, build a fantasy. And remember when you do this to not think of the how, think of what it is that you desire. The moment you start thinking about how, you cut off your imagination muscle. And this is a big mistake that people make. The how is not up to you. The how is none of your business. When you bring the how into this phase, you literally sabotage and you become like the 97%, because you'll create a goal very similar to where you are right now. And you continue to get the same results over and over and go this way and that way, wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Nope. The what it is it that you want. Build that fantasy, build that goal on the screen of your mind. Become like the 3 to 5% who are successful and they know exactly where they're going. Bring that goal with you next week into the self-image boot camp, and let's light this up. Let's have you become a vibrational match for what you desire. In 33 days, you'll increase your confidence. You'll attract more opportunities for you. You'll notice how your bank account grows, and you'll be loving life. What I have for me, I want for you. That's why I'm here. All right. I love you. Thank you for being here. Expect abundance. We'll see you in the self-image boot camp.